Welcome to the mining cycle. This infographic will tell you about how the process of mining works, who is who in the mine, and how their training and work are regulated by law. Once you understand the people and the procedures that make this mining cycle turn every day, you will see exactly how safe operating software optimizes these operations, radically reducing risk, improving health, safety, and production, and in doing so, how we enable legal compliance. So what is mining? Mining is a physical process of extracting precious metals, minerals, and other materials from the earth for use in various industries across the world. For example, platinum is used to make jewelry, chrome is used in car manufacturing, and coal remains our primary source of power. Depending on the raw material, different types or methods of mining are used, and therefore different procedures need to be followed. Let's go underground to see how this cycle of mining works within narrow hard rock tubular environments. The first step is pre-entry examination. A pre-entry examination of the workplace must take place before any work can begin. This means that after a blast, the area must be made safe by means of watering down, testing for gases, barring the rock, and installing both temporary and permanent support up to the new face and the recently blasted rock. These safety examinations are continuously conducted to make sure the workplace is always safe. The next step is cleaning. The workplace is cleaned by removing blasted rock by means of a scraper winch in conventional mining and load haul dumpers in mechanized or trackless mining. This ore is then removed and transported above ground for crushing, sorting, and processing into its various grades and materials. Marking the face. When the workplace is clean and safely supported, marking of the face takes place using paint to show where holes need to be drilled for the placement of explosives. Drilling. Using these marks as a guide, holes are then drilled into the face. In conventional mining, a handheld drill is used, whereas in trackless mining, a drill rig is driven by an operator. Charging up the face. Explosives are then inserted into the drilled holes and charged up in a specific order and timing sequence according to a blasting schedule. Blasting. Once the explosives are in place and the timing sequence is set up, everyone must exit the workplace before the blast is initiated. The cycle continues with a re-entry examination to make sure that the workplace is safe before cleaning can once again take place. Now that you understand how ore is brought out of the ground, let's run through who's who in the mine. Owner. The owner is the person who holds the prospecting and mining rights by law. They are also the principal employer of everyone working at the mine, and therefore hold all accountability and responsibility for the health and safety of all employees. Mine manager. The mine manager is the owner's eyes on the ground. They manage and coordinate all mining activities to achieve business objectives and targets as given to them by the owner and/or shareholders. Mine overseer. The mine overseer is more hands-on than the manager when it comes to the daily functioning of the mine. They see to it that overall production targets are met, for example that a particular tonnage is achieved. Shift boss. Reporting to the mine overseer, the shift boss heads up the mining teams on a particular shift and works to meet production targets. Team leader. A team leader manages and supervises a team of miners and the tasks that they must do to drive the cycle of mining forward as safely as possible and without incident or accident. The miner. This person executes the tasks that make the mining cycle turn according to a shift and production plan. They carry out tasks such as face preparation and marking, support, drilling, charging, and loading blasted ore. Now on to some of the occupations and tasks underground and the training that is in place to help these workers carry out their functions as effectively and safely as possible. Pre-entry. A pre-entry team is made up of a team leader, a PTV, pipes, tracks and ventilation, and various competent workers. This team must have knowledge of barring, installing support, testing for gases and ventilation in order to declare the workplace safe. Cleaning. An LHD operator will clean the ore by loading the blasted rock onto the vehicle and offloading it at the tip. The LHD operator needs knowledge of barring and support, so he knows where it is safe to drive and operate the vehicle, as well as knowledge of gases and the GDI in case he uncovers dangerous gases such as methane during the cleaning process. Marking. When marking up the face, your miner needs to be competent in the knowledge of blasting products so that he knows what type of explosives to mark for and how far apart they should be spaced. Drilling. When drilling the explosive holes, your drill rig operator must have an understanding of what gases exist in the rock so that he knows what to look out for. He therefore needs to be competent in the knowledge of harmful gases and how to use a GDI to test for them. Charging up. In order to charge up the explosives, the blasting assistant must be competent in the use of shock tubes so that he does his job in the correct order and according to the particular blasting specifications. Blasting. The shift boss will now clear the shaft, making sure that everyone is out before the blast can be initiated. This responsibility demands that he is qualified in all of Competency A and Blasting Assistant competencies. Having gone over the physical act of mining, the various people and their processes in it, it is plain to see that risk is a significant everyday factor. This makes training a mine's most important operation. Training is there to ensure competency in one's job tasks, to protect against various forms of risk, and to make sure that the mine complies with law. Training and the law. Section 1 of the South African Mine Health and Safety Act declares the objects of this act are to protect the health and safety of persons at mines and to promote training in health and safety in the mining industry. But how exactly does the act ensure that employees are healthy, safe and properly trained? It does this by ordering legal compliance. The following sections are particularly important. Section 7. Every employer must consider an employee's training and capabilities before assigning a task to that employee. Section 10. As far as reasonably practicable, every employer must ensure that every employee is properly trained to deal with every risk to the employee's health or safety in the measures necessary to eliminate, control and minimize those risks, and in the procedures to be followed to perform that employee's work. The employer must keep a record of all formal training provided. Section 11. The employer has a duty to assess and respond to any risks by identifying, assessing and recording all hazards that the employees may be exposed to while at work. Section 54. If the inspector finds that the employer is not complying with health and safety regulations and is putting the lives of anyone on the mine at risk, the inspector has the right to issue a Section 54. This means that any mining operation can be stopped immediately until it is safe for work to continue. Compliance. Now we have a basic understanding of what is legally required of all employers and employees, not only in terms of their responsibilities and rights, but also their liabilities. This is important since negligence under the Mine Health and Safety Act places joint liability on all employees who are found to have contributed to the death or injury of a mine worker. These parties are at risk of being found civilly and or criminally guilty in a court of law. And so the law blatantly instructs all mining operations and the people responsible for them to be compliant. This is where SOS fits in. Safe operating software optimizes operations by combining visual training with cutting-edge software development. What do we mean by optimization? Our systems increase operational productivity and decrease costs, which expands profits. Our innovative training applications significantly improve health, safety and the competence of employees, which reduces risk simultaneously. Our solutions greatly assist our mining clients with ongoing compliance with the law, while optimizing the application of controls and measures in the workplace. Our products contribute to the legal duty of doing everything as far as reasonably practicable in ensuring health and safety. Let me tell you more specifically about how our products, VTTV and MTM, enable this. VTTV. Visual Training Television is a built-in learning management system that gives our clients the ability to monitor and guide their employees as they train, be it on generic or site-specific material. The online nature of the product also provides for online inductions, efficient gap analysis capabilities, and quick and effective retraining. All of this training information is hosted and accessible on a centralized server, making our product the most comprehensive electronic assessment tool around. MTM. Mobile Task Management is an extension of our training solution that takes visual training from the classroom to the workplace. The MTM Work Buddy allows each employee with a mobile device to have access to daily, on-the-job training and step-for-step guidance through each critical procedure in his or her work environment. MTM Work Buddy Pro goes a step further by allowing our clients to harness the information around them and use it proactively to improve the management of their work processes, optimize their operations, and increase their productivity. This information is communicated across all management levels from ground zero right up to the boardroom, and is demonstrated on an interactive dashboard which allows for effective incident management and the efficient delegation of tasks. Our systems provide proof of due diligence that will hold firm in a court of law. With MTN Work Buddy and Work Buddy Pro, a client can prove that they did everything reasonably practicable to identify, eliminate and control all risks with the help of our guided procedures. Where else does SOS save the client money? Managing and reducing risk will cut insurance costs significantly. Less reportable injury penalties, which amount to an average of 8 million rand per mine per year. On-the-job training is provided every day for every employee. This removes the need for refresher training and provides undisputable evidence for the recognition of prior learning. A drastic reduction in the risk of Section 54 due to transparency and the immediate availability of training and operational records. You should now have a broad overview of how mining works, the people involved, and the risks they face. You should also have a contextualized understanding of how the law and training competencies affect mining operations. By injecting SOS and its products, a company or site can now surpass production targets whilst reducing risk. It also becomes much easier to maintain a healthy and safe environment filled with competent employees. By applying these innovative yet practical optimization solutions, SOS not only ensures real-time legal compliance, but takes its meaning to new, greater heights.